Hello, welcome back. I'm Allison Kinnear, and today we are going to be talking about listening to your body. The first time I realized that listening to my body was like truly helpful was when I was going through my master's thesis. I was writing, I was researching, and the nut I was trying to crack, the mystery I was trying to solve was how do you set boundaries? Because I knew that setting boundaries was important. I knew that I was not good at that. I knew that I needed some help in figuring it out. And I knew that there were all these benefits lying on the other side of setting boundaries, but I just had no idea how to do it. Like, what were the mechanics? What were the decisions? How do you even know what boundary to set? How do you know when to set it? How do you know if it's a boundary or a wall? How do you know? Like, I had so many questions and I didn't quite know, like, how do you do this? And I remember I was listening to I can't remember which thing it was. This was back when everything was on CDs, and I was listening to one of Brene Brown's like live recorded trainings on this CD in my car, and I was driving into work, and she was talking all about boundaries, and she was like talking about the first step, and I had just pulled into my parking spot, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna hear this. I'm gonna hear the first step to setting boundaries." And I remember I turned off my car and I was just so intent. And I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, the mystery I'm trying to solve is about to be solved. And she said, the first thing you have to do is listen to your body. And I was like, fuck you, Brene Brown. I just had this visceral response. And she started talking about, like, know your signals. You know, might get sweaty pits, you might get a racing heart, you might get a tightness in your chest, you might get your shoulders get tight. There may be all these signals that your body is telling you around, uh, something's not right here. Something may feel uncomfortable, and then you have to get curious about it and decide, is there a boundary that needs to be set, right? Something that needs to be said or done to basically show other people how to treat you. And I was I don't exactly know why I was so immediately angry and immediately like, ugh, about listening to my body. But what I had become accustomed to was what I call floating head syndrome. Like, yes, it was not exactly pleasant living in my head, but it seemed more pleasant than listening to the rest of what was going on in my body. It's not that I had any disability. It's not that I had anything that was hurting or wrong. It was just everything felt really noisy and uncomfortable. And so this listening to your body was something where I was like, okay, the mystery is still not solved. Now I have even more questions, right? How do I listen to my body? And how do I make sure I have a friendly relationship with my body instead of this disconnected relationship? And I think over time, I have learned to listen to my body more. It's like I'm tuning into the radio station that is my body a lot more. And that does make it easier for me to listen to my intuition, for me to make decisions, for me to be able to set boundaries. And one of the things that my body has been telling me for a very long time, I mean, I remember as a child, this intuitive sense that was like, if you keep eating this way, it's not going to be good for your health. And I feel blessed that I don't have a lot of body shame stuff. I don't know why. I don't have that, but I don't, not that much, like little bit, especially compared to most women. However, I have known that this isn't a healthy way. It's not like good for my body. Like the rest of my body, my physicality is like not good. And I've been on blood pressure medication for over 10 years now, almost 12. And I can't, and it's just the lowest dose. It's not anything drastic. It's not anything high, but it's the lowest dose. And I've always wanted to get off of it. And I will tell you, I've had brain fog and tiredness and all this other stuff that it's all been subtle. Nothing has been dramatic. There hasn't been any drastic illness, but there's been a lot of subtle things, especially as I've gotten older. And my body this whole time has been like, you gotta, like, there's like, please treat me better. That's kind of the message that I've been listening to with my body is like, please treat me better. And for the last month, I have slowly, incrementally, over time for the last, I would say 6 to 8 months, have been making these adjustments to what I'm eating, how I'm paying attention to my body. Thank God for wonderful naturopaths and other healthcare professionals that have helped me along this way. But I will tell you, I even though it was incremental change, I will tell you I'm eating really drastically than I have in the past. And my body is just like, oh, thank you. And when I went and saw my allergist this morning and I said, you asked me how do I feel from a 1 to a 10, 10 being the best. And I initially said, I'm a 9 because I do feel good. I'm happy about life. I feel good in general. And yes, I'm a little bit in a funk. And yes, I have brain fog. And yes, I have some digestive stuff. And yeah, I have all that. But I'm a 9. And the more we talked, he said, is it possible that you are actually a 5 or a 6? And you're just happy with that. It's just normal. Is it possible that there could be something better? And that was just a really great question for me to sit with. And I had this realization about a month ago where it was like, oh my gosh, I have been living like this for over 10 years. How much longer am I going to kick the can down the road? And so this shift into giving my body what it's desiring and wanting has been, I saw my allergist today and I said, oh my gosh, I thought I was at a 10, but now I see what a 10 is. And it could be even better. Who knows? But I say this to you, you're on your own healthcare journey. You do you. But what I say this to you because here I am at 45, feeling way better in my life than I ever have in the last 20 years, maybe even longer. And it's not just about changing what I ate, but it's about over the course of the last 20 years, listening to my body little by little and asking it, what do you want? Not only what tastes good, but like what feels good. Not just listening to my mouth, but listening to my whole body that's been saying, please, please, please find another way. And my mouth isn't unhappy right now. It's totally happy with everything that I'm eating. But what I'm saying is that when we can listen to our body, whether it helps us set boundaries, whether it helps us feel better, whether it helps us get more energy, whether it helps in whatever facet make decisions, the more we can build a pathway between our floating heads and the rest of our bodies, the better our lives get. It gets better because we're clearer about our boundaries. It gets better because we are better able to make decisions. It gets better because we can listen to our intuition more clearly. It gets better because it gives us more energy and health and wellness. And so even though there is still a part of me, when I wrote, listen to your body, my initial feeling was like, ugh, I can't believe I'm going to be talking about the thing that I struggle with doing. But I'm here to tell you that if you get past that ugh, little by little, baby step by baby step, curiosity by curiosity, life can be so much better on the other side. So starting with, you don't have to radically revamp your life. This was, for me, this is at least 12 to 15 years of a journey in figuring this part of the puzzle out. But just turning some gentle curiosity towards everything below the neck and saying, how am I feeling? How do I feel when I'm interacting with this person? How do I feel when I'm interacting with that person? Does my gut get tight and clench? We can listen to these signals and cues from our bodies and get to know them. We don't have to radically change anything. We can just get to know it, building a pathway between our minds and our bodies. And that will help us, that will help you in so many ways. So I leave you with that today. Offer some gentle curiosity about what's happening with the rest of you. And yes, Jill, the body is so intelligent. Jill, thank you for posting about the game changers. I am giving you a shout out right now. This is the beauty of social media sometimes, is that a friend shares a resource and you go, oh, what an amazing, I'll check that out. And then everything kind of clicks. So Jill, you were a part of my journey. Yes, so that's all I got to say about that. Bring some gentle curiosity, trust your body. It is far more intelligent than you know. Take care.